Shawna Lynn's journey didn't start with a camera, a runway, or even a dream of modeling. It started with a quiet rebellion, one that lived in her heart long before she ever appeared online. She grew up knowing what it felt like to be underestimated, to be overlooked, to be told, in subtle and obvious ways, that beauty had boundaries she was not meant to cross. But Shawna was never built for limits. She was built for impact. Born in the Midwest, Shawna was raised in a community that valued hard work, humility, and resilience. Her family taught her to be kind, but strong, soft, but grounded. She grew up with open fields, early mornings, and the feeling of being connected to something simple and real. Yet, even in that peaceful environment, she felt the pressure that so many young girls face, a pressure to fit into boxes she was never meant to squeeze into. She learned early on that people notice curves, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with judgment. As a teenager, she heard the same comments, "Too many curvy girls here. Maybe you'd be prettier if you lost a little weight. That outfit isn't for your body type. You have such a pretty face. If only..." Words that sting. Words that shape you before you even know who you are. And for a while, they did shape her. She hid behind oversized clothes, avoided cameras, and tried to make herself smaller in every space she entered. She spent years thinking her work depended on how invisible she could make her insecurities. But deep down, Shawna had a spark, one that refused to go out. Her transformation began quietly. A new hairstyle, a bold lipstick, a fitted dress she wore only in her bedroom, and then one day, she did something she had never done before. She took a photo of herself not to criticize, but to celebrate. She didn't share it with anyone, but she saved it. And that single moment became the beginning of everything. As she got older, she stopped letting the world dictate how she should feel about herself. She should show self-love, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Shawna realized that shrinking wouldn't protect her, it would only silence her, and she was done being silent. Her first Instagram post wasn't glamorous. It wasn't a photo shoot. It was simply a woman choosing to be seen. And when the comments came, supportive, kind, excited, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Permission to take up space. Soon, fashion became her playground. Shawna discovered the joy of styling outfits that celebrated her figure instead of hiding it. She fell in love with bold prints, curve-hugging dresses, oversized jackets that made her feel powerful, and soft fabrics that moved with her body. Her confidence grew with every outfit she created, every photo she posted, every woman she inspired. Her audience began to grow, not because she followed trends, but because she followed truth. Shawna spoke openly about insecurities, mental health, body image, and the pressure that comes with being a woman in an image-driven world. Every post felt like a breath of fresh air, a reminder that beauty doesn't require permission. Then came her first professional shoot. She walked into the studio nervous, unsure if she belonged there, but the moment the camera clicked, everything changed. She stood tall. She posed with intention. She smiled with a softness that came from years of growth. The photographer turned around the camera to show her the first photo, and Shawna felt tears prick at her eyes. It wasn't perfection she saw. It was power. The kind she fought hard to reclaim. From that moment on, her journey accelerated. Brands reached out. Stylists praised her authenticity. Her community doubled and tripled. Shawna became known not just as a model, but as a voice, one that spoke to every woman who had ever doubted herself. But what people admire most about her isn't her beauty, it's her honesty. She talks openly about the days she struggles, the moment she compares herself, the times she feels vulnerable. She believes that confidence, it isn't about pretending, it's about showing up fully, even when you're afraid. Shawna uses her platform not just to showcase her style, but to uplift others. She teaches women that confidence is a practice, not a destination. that self-love doesn't mean loving every part of yourself every day. It means choosing kindness toward yourself no matter what. She reminds her followers that curves are not flaws. They are stories of resilience, identity, and evolution. Through Bioglam Curvy Models, Shawna found a community that feels like home. A movement of women who refuse to shrink, who walk boldly into every room, who know their beauty is limitless. She stands among them not just as a model, but as a leader. Today, Shawna Lynn is a force. A woman who once hid from cameras now stands in front of them with fierce elegance. A girl who once doubted her worth now inspires thousands. A voice once quiet now echoes in the hearts of women everywhere. She is not perfect, and she has no desire to be. She is real, she is radiant, she is powerful. And her story is still unfolding.